everyone, to the Fixed Ops Roundtable After Dark tonight with a very special guest tonight, Ted. I'm so excited.
That's right. A very special featured guest, Kara, and she's a great friend of the Fixed Ops community. It's Laurie Halter from Charisma Communications. Laurie, welcome to After Dark.
Thanks, guys. I'm so excited to be on. I feel like I've hit the big time. It's all happening.
I think we've hit the big time by having you on, Laurie, because you are so well connected in our industry. And I got to thank you for all the connections that you've helped us make along the way. So, just amazing to have you as part of what we're doing.
Well, I really appreciate being on. Like I said, we talked a little bit before the show, and I was saying it all comes from Fixed Ops Roundtable. I feel like every connection in Fixed Ops in the industry, this is kind of the nucleus of it all.
You know what? We appreciate that. And Kara, I'm thinking how I met Laurie originally. Laurie, was it through Quantum 5, the David O'Brien connection?
Yes, it was through David O'Brien, Quantum 5. And I think they were, in fact, you were the first show that they ever did, that they ever were promoted through or decided to sponsor. And I know that they're so happy they found a lot of success through the shows as a sponsor. So I know they're really happy with the way the shows have been going.
Well, we're really happy to have them, and they've really, really grown, and a lot of very strong things happening there. And by the way, Kara, we are live tonight, right?
Oh, we are live. So we're going to be seeing everybody's comments. We're live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube now. So
I love it.
Wherever you're watching, we will see your comments.
And I don't know if you both know, but I just saw Timothy Wilson's comment on there. Cindy Barlow is on. Cindy is the Director of Industrial Outreach at WyoTech, Wyoming Technical Institute, and is a best practice winner at the Fixed Ops Roundtable going a little ways back. So she is amazing. So Cindy, thank you for all you do for our industry. And Tim Wilson, thank you as well. And Laurie, it wouldn't be a Fixed Ops Roundtable without our good friend Roger.
Yes. Hey, Tim and Roger. Tim, I do remember meeting you outside of NADA. And of course, Roger, always Roger, I'm one of Roger's biggest fans. So he knows that.
And I think Roger's going to like a lot of the things that we got going on tonight.
I think so.
But first, Laurie, I got to call out that we have an exclusive sponsor for these Monday night and now Wednesday night shows. And Kara, you're good friends with them as well.
I know. BG Products, thank you so much. Partners beyond products. Their tagline says it all. We thank them every single time because we would not be able to do the show now on Monday and Wednesdays without them. So thank you so much, BG Products.
Yeah, just a lot of innovation coming out of the BG family and their distributors all over the world. And they are number one in the industry, Laurie. I believe it's 53% of the dealers in the United States use BG products in their fixed operations. So that's just amazing. And as you can see over Kara's shoulder is the 50th anniversary, the first 50th anniversary for BG products. So just great stuff that they're doing.
I like you say the first 50th anniversary. That's perfect,
it really is.
Right? Yeah, many more to come.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, Laurie, I know you're going to be with us in September because we have a big show coming up. And that's going to be, Kara, what, 3 days or
It's 3 days.
3 days.
I can't wait.
Ted, you put so many on, Ted. Are you like, I put so many of these on, I have no idea anymore.
It's like, when is it again?
It does start running together. Yeah. After a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
It certainly does. But this one's got a theme. And that theme, Laurie, is the Roaring 20s.
I'm so excited for this.
Laurie, are you going to dress up on September 20th, 21st, and 22nd?
Heck yeah. I was just saying, like, flapper costumes, the hats, all of the, I'm doing it all. I think it's going to be great. And Ted, I think you said there's a couple different people planning on dressing up, right?
There are, and we're going to give our audience tonight some of the tips that the folks who are dressing up are going to be able to, take a look at some of the ideas that will be available. And Laurie, that's not our only conference that we have coming up as well.
We have so many more already planned: September, November, January, and May. They're all virtual and online. So mark your calendars now for the dates that you see on the screen right now And don't forget that you can grab your complimentary tickets at fixedopsroundtable.com.
Wow. Just a lot of great stuff coming up. And a lot of folks have been asking, are you going to come back with a physical conference? And, one of the concerns that we've got, Kara, is we don't want to have I like to call it a vendor fest. We want to make sure that we get the dealer audience to attend. And the virtual, Laurie, seems to have really resonated with, getting the retail people to be able to come out.
Yeah, well, I've been a part of, I've had the pleasure of being part of 3 or 4 now, and just feel that the level of participation you have for these virtual events, and I've been able to see the guest lists after the people that attend. It's really amazing the amount of people that attend these virtual events. So I think you've hit it out of the park.
Yeah, and what's that? I'm sorry.
I said it's definitely more flexible. You can
Yes.
attend from anywhere. Jump in and out if you're at work. A lot of people can't get out of the dealership, so
Yes.
it works for most people.
And I see Steve Apicella from Strategic DX. Steve, welcome, is with us tonight. And Steve also has a big panel coming up in September on the show. And Steve, I'm wondering if you're going to be dressing up. So that's one of the questions that I know the three of us are going to be looking at here tonight. And I do think, however, that this gentleman will be dressing up. It's Eric Barbosa from Henson Brand Dealerships.
Now that'll be the day, right? Are you just waiting to see Eric? All right, I'm waiting for like a bowler hat.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. So great stuff. So I mentioned to you that there are some resources if you're all thinking about dressing up for the show. And Kara actually turned me on to it. She said that if you go to Amazon.com, and I think, Kara, what you said is that you got to search on Gatsby attire.
Oh, yes.
It'll bring up some options. Is that right?
It is. I have researched the Great Gatsby attire, 1920s attire, flapper girl attire, anything
Right.
of that genre. You will find so much on, of course, the wonderful Amazon, and you'll get it in like 2 days. So there's no excuse not to dress up, guys.
We should almost have like a costume contest, you guys. Maybe you do the awards for like best presentation and best presenter. Maybe you do award for best costume for this one.
Best dress. That is
Yes.
a good idea.
Yes,
That
I
is a
love it.
great idea. Yeah. I was talking to Michelle McLean today, and she was showing me that outfit that she's going to be wearing as well. And see people calling in right now, right? They want to
Right.
take part in it.
Everyone's
Right,
dying
I get my outfit.
But there's just so many options. So, folks, you are welcome to dress up, and I would say that probably increases their odds of getting on the show. Kara, what do you think?
Oh, definitely. If you dress up, you're going to have more screen time for sure.
I love it. Plus, it's just fun. The theme is like so fun. I mean, Great Gatsby. Who doesn't want to do that?
I mean, it's all virtual. We got to have a little fun here and there. And come on, yeah, you're right, Laurie. Like, it's 1920s, Great Gatsby. Who doesn't want to dress up like that? We're making automotive more appealing.
That's right. Exactly right.
And especially fixed operations, right? Which needs that love.
Sure.
And
Yes.
so,
They need a little excitement. For
we
sure.
plan to deliver on that. So now, Laurie, you've been involved with a couple of different panels, not just a couple, but quite a few over the last 2 years. But tell us a little bit about you. You're out on the West Coast. You've got a couple kids, family. Tell us what's going on there.
Yeah. So I'd love to. Yes, I live in Bend, Oregon, which makes it very difficult to work because it's a resort town of 100,000 with a ski mountain 20 minutes away and surrounded by about 30 to 40 different lakes and a river that runs right through the center where you can tube and paddleboard. So all the time I'm getting, texts and emails from my friends saying, come join us. I'm like, oh, I want to so badly. But so yeah, we live in this great town. I have a 14-year-old daughter named Emerson and a 16-year-old son. This is Emerson right there. This was for her 8th grade graduation. And they're definitely getting to the stage where mom wants to take more pictures of them and with them than they want to take with mom. So yeah, and we have our dog Cooper, his 9-year-old lab, and this is Ethan here. This one makes me laugh because I told Ted this is one with me and E where he's smiling in this one, but I think we have another one, right, Ted, where it's like so This is pretty much Ethan saying, like, Mom, enough with the pictures. So, like, I'm proud as can be to be with him. And he's just like, can we stop with the pictures? So those are my 2 kiddos, and they're pretty incredible kids. They're, I know everybody talks about teenagers being hard, but I feel like I really left out. These 2 are pretty much solid gold. They're good kids.
And you're very blessed, Laurie. I've seen some of your posts on social media with your family, and there's some athletic prowess as well. Okay, from your son.
Yes, in fact, oh shoot, I should have sent you. I was going to send you a picture of Ethan. He just got named as captain of the track team for next year, his junior year. So I'm very excited for him. He competes in the long jump and sprints and is doing fantastic. Yeah, he's working, and I was telling Ted before we went on, I'm so proud of him. He's working with the Boys and Girls Club this summer, and he's a camp counselor for a bunch of little second graders. And he said they'll come in and give him big hugs and say that he's their favorite counselor. So, I mean, you can't get better than that, right? Like, that's pretty special.
Very rewarding.
Yes.
Like that a whole lot. So yeah, wonderful. And so we met through Dave O'Brien, and now you've kind of become a fixture where you're moderating a lot of these panels. And
I love it.
The last one with our good friend on screen here, Jeff Daniel, up at Maple Hill Automotive Group. Laurie, you moderated a panel with, I believe that was all technicians plus Jeff, and quite a few female technicians there as well. Yeah,
there was. So it was such a great panel. First of all, because our poor technicians need more love, right? They really are not getting enough love. So I love that we had a panel, really celebrating them. But Jeff has 3 females and 3 males that work in his technician department. And the earliest was 6 months to 15 years. One of his technicians has been with him 15 years, which when you start looking at technician numbers is really a huge feat, because technicians, they tend to not, the turnover is very high for most technicians. So Jeff's doing a fantastic job with his team over there.
And let's talk about that turnover, because Roger provided us, Roger Conan, with a slide that you used to kick off that panel. And I've got it here. And if it's okay, I'm going to put it up. And Kara, this might be the first time that you've got a chance to see it. But Laurie, kind of talk us through this, because you made this one of the main talking points in the questions that you asked.
I thought Roger and I both together just thought this was so amazing when you look at this. Basically, what you're looking at is the amount of turnover based on their tenure. So as you can see, we're losing almost 50% of our technicians in the first year, less than 1 year, actually. I'm sorry, less than a year. And then as they go to 1 to 3 years, you lose 24%. And then by the time they're at 15 plus years, like Jeff's, you're only looking at a 7% turnover. So really what this should be telling us as an industry is it's very important to care for those technicians in that first 1 to 2 years that they're with you, or else we're just going to continue the churn and continue to lose folks. And one of the things Jeff is doing with his technicians that they all brought about in the panel, and I thought was fascinating, is he has set up a training program. And so the senior technicians take the new technicians by the hand and kind of take them through their day and teach them and really guide them as they move forward. And I think that's part of the reason he's been so successful with his group there.
Yeah, I'd call that even a mentoring program, right?
Yes, exactly. And they also talked about, they really, really spoke highly of the training and upward mobility. So the ability to sit down with them and say, where do you want to go? Not to see it as a dead end. Where do you want to go in this position? How can we help get you there? How can we create the resources to help get you there? So with these guys, I think and girls, we take the tactic a lot of times that they need like more vacation time and they need this and that. And they do want that. Let's be honest. They want the higher pay and the more vacation time. But really some of it is just training and mentorship opportunities. There's some really, really easy things we can do as an industry to show them that they're valuable to us.
Yeah.
And Carol, you and I have met a couple technicians along the way on this journey.
Of course we have, but I will say I even heard a conversation today with one of our fixed ops guys. He's feeling like he's reached the top of his glass ceiling, and he wasn't asking for more pay. He wasn't asking for more time off. He said, "Can I get with somebody that knows stuff better than I do to level up?" Yes. And now that's something so great to hear from your employees and your coworkers, that they know that they've hit their mark, and they want to become the best version of themselves to, provide to their coworkers and all of our consumers as well.
Well, kudos to you, Carrie, you and Eric and Jeff, and some of our friends like Ed Roberts, because you're really taking the time to listen. They feel like they can come talk to you about that. And instead of just taking their feedback and saying, okay, well, think about it, you're actually really trying to come up with some programs to help with the mentorship of that. So, I mean, it's great that he felt that comfortable to come to you all with that information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've all learned so much. We've heard about this technician shortage, Laurie, for the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and it's really, we're learning not all about, maybe not even about the money at all. Okay, it's about all the other things that involve, let's say, culture at the dealership, where everything starts, and that's really more important to the technicians. And I know you've found that in the panels as well.
Well, do you remember we talked about, like, one of the things they talked about in this panel that blew my mind is they just didn't even have a female bathroom for the technicians. I mean, we're talking, like, when you talk about culture and creating an inclusive environment, let's give these ladies a bathroom, for goodness sake. They had to go out and use the guest bathroom within the dealership lobby. And they were saying a lot of times they'll have like oil on their hands, and they're kind of a mess because they're coming back from working on cars and they're having to use the guest lobby bathroom. So, yeah.
Wow. And we heard that actually in a couple different panels. And Samantha Foster from UVI is on with us tonight.
Samantha, my good
Samantha,
friend.
welcome. And UVI has a great panel coming up in September as well. But yeah, I mean, things as basic and simple as that, yet, we often wonder why there are not more female technicians in our industry.
Yes, exactly right. Yep. And UVI, and believe me, I don't work for UVI, but I want to. They're doing some incredible things in the technician base. I mean, so definitely, if they're going to be a part of the Fix Ops Roundtable, people should definitely check out what they're doing, because they're doing some really forward-thinking things.
Oh yeah, well this is going to be their second Fixed Ops Roundtable, and Jim Bayline spoke last time, but this time UVI is going to be doing a panel, and it's not on maybe some of the things that you think it might be with their technology. It's other ways that technology can be used and leveraged at the dealership, which I thought was very creative, Samantha, in how we're going to move forward with that. So that's stay tuned for that in September.
Well, Samantha, you better be dressed up, Great Gatsby style. I'm just saying, girl. Like, you better be dressed up.
I think that one's a given, right?
Yes, she better. That's right up her alley.
So, talk to us a little bit about. Okay, you're involved with Quantum 5. Yeah. I heard you might be involved with on the PR front with the Traver organization. Is that right as well?
Yes, I work with Bob and John over at Traver Connect, and I could not be happier to be working with those two. They're so wonderful. It's funny, Fixed Ops, like we said during the last panel, Fixed Ops is really having a moment. Like, people are understanding across the board how important Fixed Ops is right now. So I know you've had Kaylee Filio on a number of times with Parts Edge. We work with her as well and help with their PR. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's so many folks we work with on the Fixed Ops side.
I remember those early conversations with Kaylee, and look at how her star has really risen, right?
Isn't it great to see? I mean, and the cool thing about Kaylee, we've talked about this. She talks a lot about just being brave enough to do it, right? So part of it for her was just getting out there and having the confidence to know that she had something to say, and that was important and something people wanted to hear. And look how she's exploded. It's really fun to see.
I always call her the queen of parts because she is everywhere.
She really is. I mean, it just goes to show you folks, when you do PR right, how well it can go.
She's amazing.
And your work really stands out, Laurie. Tell us a little bit about what you do, because I don't think a lot of people know exactly what Laurie Halter at Charisma
I so appreciate that. Yeah, it's funny because I'll go on a lot, and I have such a voice in terms of women in automotive. And then they say, but you actually do something else, right? And so I love that we're known for women in automotive, but I own a PR firm. And so really what we do with that PR firm is create content and then help decide where that content goes. So it can be everything from helping companies like Quantum 5 and Traver Connect on the Fix Ops Roundtable panels. We just got a bunch of our folks accepted for the NADA sessions, which is so exciting. We help with speaking. We write press releases and distribute them to media. We help with blog posts. We help with articles. Really, I say we do a lot of social media for folks. We do a lot of LinkedIn posting. And so really, it's any content that you need created for thought leadership. And then our help using the relationships we have in the space to get it to where it needs to be. So that can end up, on the show, in automotive news, written up as an article author and digital dealer. It's really just all about, I always say the goal is to have people say, you seem to be everywhere. What are you doing? So that's the ultimate goal, is just to make them feel like they're all over the place.
And I would include Fixed Ops Magazine in that mix as well, because
Yes,
I've seen
Ron,
a lot of the stuff that you do in theirs also.
Yes, and Ron's so wonderful. He's been such a great champion for the Fixed Ops department and Fixed Ops companies. So yeah, we do a lot with Ron Overs.
Is there
So
any
did you-
company you don't work with?
Not really. Pretty much, it's either behind the scenes or in front of the scenes, but we're pretty much everywhere.
I can tell.
But it's not always been fixed ops for you, right? You've been on the variable
Right.
side as well.
Yes, so we do retail as well. We have quite a few companies on the retail side, and then we even have some in fleet. Like Magellan GPS on their fleet side, we have done some work with. Work Truck Solutions, we've done some work with. So we're kind of retail, dealership, fleet, and fixed ops right now. Yeah, and service. We're really moving into service as well.
And you coined a phrase at the last event. I think you just kind of said it off the cuff, but I took note and I wrote it down, Kara. And I also gave it to Michelle McLean. I said, this is going to be great for the Roaring 20s. Laurie said, this is the golden age of fixed ops. And
Yes.
I said, oh, wow, we got to bottle that, Kara. That's great.
No, it really is. I'm seeing more interest than ever before from a PR side. From editors that are interested, from there's been an explosion of podcasts. And can I also congratulate Dave Foy? He just cracked the top 100 Apple podcasts for the Fixed Ops Mastermind. So I'm so happy for my friend. He's done such a good job. He's worked so hard. And so for him to be in the top 100 podcasts on Apple is just out of this world.
Dave Foy is pretty incredible. He's
Yeah.
He's another one. So, and he came
Really
from
is.
retail, right? So
Yes, he really, really is. He's such a great guy.
Laurie, why do you suppose there's such a focus right now on fixed ops? What do you think is behind, what is causing, dealers to rethink that, and the industry to, say, we've had this here the whole time, but why that sudden focus? Is it the inventory shortage on
I
new?
think so.
And what do you think?
I think it's everything. So I think the pandemic started it, right? So we had a lot of people. Thanks, Brian. We had a lot of people who during the pandemic, people couldn't come in to your dealership anymore. So it was difficult to retail vehicles. It was difficult on the retail side. So they took a renewed interest in fixed ops and service. And there's a lot of people, even like the Cardinale group, they created a concierge service where they would go pick up the car, bring them in, take them back. There were a lot of things that were happening during that time that created concierge and service. And then so that was the pandemic. And then the chip shortage hit. And I think dealers were no longer having a hard time selling vehicles. They didn't have vehicles to sell. So then it's like, where do we get the next profit level? And the next profit level they're finding is in the service. Now we've got the fuel, prices that are just higher as high can be. And so people are looking at keeping their cars longer. And so they're coming into service. They're doing a better job of maintaining their cars. So I just think when I say that we've really hit a golden age for fixed ops, I think all of these things have created kind of the perfect storm to realize that our fixed ops departments in our dealerships is really the lifeblood and main profit center of our industry. And I think it's just all of these things together have really made it apparent that that's where we're making the most money.
And do you think the EV
Yes.
era is helping that too?
Okay. So this actually getting back to the technician shortage and what we started the show with, guys, you're going to need, your technicians are going to need to know these are basically supercomputers in vehicles coming, and it's going to be more and more so. So our technicians are going to be more important than ever. They're going to be the ones who know how to run the car.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I think EVs are going to really push it to the forefront. And the winners are going to be the ones whose technicians know how to work on these new vehicles with supercomputers.
I definitely think you've got a good point there too, because service is changing.
Yes.
Just because all of this is happening now. I mean, what does that look like for service?
That's exactly right. Yeah, and think about like with them going through school right now and through the, Northwood University, I'm sure there's programs that are talking about how to work with the new EVs coming. And if there aren't, there should be, because
Yep.
if not, then we're going to have a massive hole in our industry coming up really shortly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Carol, what do you see on your side? With the high fuel prices, I know you've done some promotional stuff on social media about that. How is that affecting the mindset of the customers, and how does that relate to service and parts also?
Yeah, I mean, things have shifted for us here in automotive advertising. Vehicles are extremely expensive right now. People are very skeptical about buying. They don't want to get, lack of better term, screwed over by a dealership. And they're worried about their current vehicles and trying to hold on. I think a lot of it is EVs coming, and they're like, I have to take care of the car that I have, because what if this is the last gas engine that I get?
Yeah.
And then gas prices, I mean, crazy. People are trying to take better care of their vehicles more than ever before. And we're trying to advertise best practices on how to keep up with your service on your vehicles, what vehicles have the best gas mileage, things like that. We're trying to be, transparent and be that helping hand for all of the consumers around the nation that we are blessed enough to talk to every single day, and educate them on what's coming, try to reduce the panic in all areas of our dealership. So it's been very interesting, but blessed to have social media as an outlet to be able to, be a spokesperson for the automotive industry during this time.
Well, and I think you've hit the nail on the head. The dealerships right now who are showing that they're helpful and that they're educational and that they care about their customers and they're giving best practices, exactly what you're talking about, those are going to be the ones that are winning at this point in time, because it's just not enough anymore to do your service specials. You need to be the advocate for the customer on social media and across advertising.
Yeah. And it's interesting. We do maybe 4 fixed ops roundtables a year, and that's about every 3 months on average.
Yeah.
And it's amazing the differences from one to the next, a few months later, how so many things change in the market. All these new forces are coming in, and technologies and things that we, thought were right 6 months ago may not be what to do today. So
yeah, isn't that amazing? Think of how much has actually changed within the 6 months. There's a lot that's changed in this industry in that amount of time.
That's why the Fixed Ops Roundtable is so important, because we will never run out of new topics to discuss.
And speaking of topics, I saw a message today, a group message, Laurie, that you were on with Roger.
Yes.
Talking about the next panel that you're going to be involved with coming up in September. And there's some really big names on that panel. So I don't
know if we want to reveal him yet, but I feel so honored to be moderating this panel, you guys. I love the people on this panel, and there's some really, really big names coming.
Yeah. So, and some new names as well, the ones that we have not had before that, and Roger's working as always behind the scenes, reaching out and, building those relationships. So
Roger's like the magic behind the curtain, right? He's the Oz.
I tell you, we really appreciate what Roger Conant does, right? I mean,
I hope I get to see him soon.
I know. Actually, maybe we should force Roger on, Ted, just for like a couple minutes so people can see who we're talking about.
Well, I heard, Laurie, that we're not going to have to force him on, because Roger came to me just a couple days ago, and he said that he wants to be on screen with this panel. So we're going to get a chance to see Roger in action. So how about that?
All right, there we go, guys. So if nothing else, you need to tune into the Roundtable so you can see Roger Conant. Who is this mystery man we keep talking about?
It'll be the first time, right? And Kara, that's going to be in September. Kara, when is that again in September?
September 20th, 21st, and 22nd, all virtual. So make sure, if you want to see Roger and everybody else, grab your complimentary tickets at fixedopsroundtable.com so you don't miss out on the Roaring 20s Fixed Ops Roundtable virtual 3-day event.
Wow, love it. So looking forward to that, Laurie, looking forward to all that's ahead, and appreciate all that you do for the industry.
Well, thank you so much, guys. I always have so much fun when I'm on with you. So I really appreciate you having me tonight.
Yeah, great stuff. So, and this episode, by the way, not just being live, but Kara is also available to watch like
Right
shortly,
after,
right?
here in a few minutes, I think. Yeah, we're now on YouTube, so you can watch us live on YouTube. Of course, go subscribe now to the Fixed Ops Roundtable YouTube channel, and all of our shows will be on there, plus more. So if you miss one, you can always go back and rewatch it there on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, and that's growing. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Laurie.
Well, thank you. And Jeff, I hope you had a good golf game. Jeff was teasing me a little earlier today. I said it was going to be rowdy tonight. And he said, it's already getting rowdy. I'm going out for golf. So hopefully Jeff Daniels had a good golf game today.
Yeah, love Jeff Daniels. Love what he does.
It was so nice to meet you virtually, Laurie. Hopefully I get to meet you in person here soon. And I can't wait to see all that you bring to the roundtable here shortly, and what outfit you will be wearing.
I was going to say, let's be honest, like really the outfit is what we're talking about right now. Like this is what needs to be seen.
I love it. We cannot wait.
Best dressed award. We're going to have to
Yes.
do that. Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Hopefully Allison Landis is watching tonight. So
Yes, please.
Yes, Allison, get on it. Get on it, girl. Good awards.
Well, we can't wait for that. It's going to be so much fun. Fixed Ops Roundtable, Roaring 20s. Guys, don't miss it. But again, thank you, Laurie. And on behalf of myself and Ted Ings and Laurie Halter, thanks so much for watching. We will see you next Monday at 8 p.m.
Thanks, guys.